I'm in the wrong spot here. Hang on a second. There we go. That's where I'm supposed to be. What's up, folks? How are we doing? Welcome to Wednesday Night is Overbooked. I said technology was supposed to make your life easier. I disagree. I am your host, the Joker's Voice, as we embark on another week of the world of professional wrestling. And to my stage right is the wonderful, the talented, the horribly awful takes, but we love him here anyway. He is my co-pilot. He is my partner on this stream. It is LeftEyeEgo. Ego, how are you, sir?
I am hoping to avoid having a bad take on this one, especially with what we've got cooking up at the latter half of the show. Otherwise, I'm ready to go.
We can only hope. It's good to dream big. And at the bottom, one of the founding members of this show, from which the foundation from which this show is built on, the top rope Terminator, Matt, the Unbearable 73. How are you, sir?
I am freshly medicated and roaring to go. I'm here in the anus of America, known as New Jersey.
A medicated Matt. This should be fun. Oh boy. Here we go. Before we get started, I would like to let everyone know that we have a goal for our chat. We want to get to double-digit likes before the end of the show. That is our goal for every show. And if you are going down to hit that thumbs up button, which costs you nothing, be sure to look in the description. We have all of our social media there, our YouTube channels, which we would all love your eyes, your viewing hours, your comments, your likes. So if you don't mind, folks,
I'd say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
And also down in the description is the links to our friend, the Duke Devil 95. He's a practicing lawyer. People are doing unlawful stuff, so he's got to actually go. He has to actually work tonight. And also the man responsible for that wonderful entrance theme that is the Drunk Poet, Dempsey. So give them a look as well. So what do you say we get started on this?
Let's get it on.
Let's do it.
Do a quick little TV recap. Now, I have said at the start of the year that some of the shows, especially Raw, has been a bit
Boring.
Not this past week, though. Decent show on Raw, as we had, We had a title match, kind of better than the previous match that was with Maxine and Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch now retains the women's IC title with the help of Natalya causing a distraction, which this is a good thing. For one, it takes Becky away from Maxine, gets Maxine away from Becky Lynch, because did you know that Becky has only had matches with Maxine since August?
Oh.
So
wow.
Definitely put some work into getting her over. This is obviously Maxine's next feud, going into the mentor, the teacher, student kind of. It's a trope, but it works. We had a really good main event. Finn Balor versus CM Punk. Now, this was definitely a Finn Balor crowd, is in Belfast, Northern Ireland. I will say this. For people who think that music themes and the entrance music really doesn't matter, oh, I beg to differ. When I heard Finn Balor's NXT theme, oh, dear God, I was happy. I was happy as a pig in shit. I don't know about you, but Matt, your thoughts on just the entrance of Finn Balor, and did that invoke any feels?
I was excited. I'm hoping they're going to use this to build and save him from the Judgment Day. You know, get him back to being Finn Balor, who could bust a demon out, who was one of the is still one of the best wrestlers on the planet. But unfortunately has been relegated to support comedy wrestler for the past couple of years.
Finn Balor.
Finn
Due to
Balor.
bad booking, not even like I wouldn't even say relegated to the mid card to support comedy wrestling. It's like the WWE writers don't understand that your heels can't all be comedy characters.
We'll get to that soon enough. Now, Ego, I know that last week you had mentioned that the demon run of Finn Balor in NXT was some of your favorite Finn Balor. So hearing that old theme again, how did that what feeling did that invoke for you?
I'm excited. We just talked about the new head of creative and, what he done previously. And instead of resting on his laurels, he went right into action. And part of that was changing Finn Balor's entrance music to let you know the demon is on his way. Like I love that. Fingers crossed. Yeah. I mean, I loved the demon act that I saw in NXT. I mean, that's the last time that I remember him really having NXT gold on him at that point. He had a great theme song, great theme. The body paint was awesome. When y'all said he was part of the Judgment Day, I'm like, where is he? I was like, it sucks that they seem to be. Go ahead.
And then the Judgment Day had a really cool theme from Alter Bridge, and they decided to scrap that. And I'm like, guys, Def Rebel just needs to go, which hopefully that will happen soon.
I hope so too.
And then we had a scary moment. There was a match with El Grande Americano and Javon Evans. The match got stopped early. Javon doing a spot during the commercial break went to the outside, and there was a fear of a concussion, so they stopped the match. They stopped the match early. When they came back from commercial break, I saw him kind of holding around his shoulder area, and I'm like, oh my God, not another shoulder. Dear God, not another shoulder, please. Turns out from Sean Ross Sapp that there was no injury. Javon is doing fine. It was just a precautionary measure. So good on that, because last thing we need is another injured talent.
Javon's entire act is high flying, high risk stuff, and he has nothing. I mean, I'm not saying he can't rework his gimmick because he's a tall guy. He can build up into a power wrestler, but his entire act right now is about that high flying, high risk style. He can't. Injuries will wreck that.
Right.
Yeah.
He's 6'5", 180.
Yeah.
That is a thin wide receiver.
He's 21 or 22, right?
21.
20.
So I think he's got a 5 to 10 year window, and he can do that style before he starts breaking down. He's got to make the money.
I think so too.
Yeah, so
I think so too.
We got that, and then we finally started hearing people start announcing for the Royal Rumble. This started on Friday with Cody Rhodes. I said that he's going to enter into the Royal Rumble, and then we got a quick 1-minute promo from Jey Uso saying he's going to enter the Royal Rumble.
Seriously, no one cares.
That was terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. That was bad.
Please go on, sir.
That was bad. I also he sounded out of breath, and it was like that was like 11 yeets. I counted, and it's like, hey, go out there and just say you'll be in the Royal Rumble. Like, okay, you have a script for me? No, just go out there and make something up. And it's like it sounded like it was something that he made up, and he didn't decide on what he was going to say until he got out there. So I'm like out of breath and not knowing what to say. Like they don't work, especially when you got a belt around you of any kind. I hate having to do this to my idols, but no, it was incredibly disappointing for someone that
it almost comes across to me as whenever Jimmy's not there, Jay doesn't have someone who had the homework that he can copy off of.
Yeah, I guess like you don't necessarily always need a foil to your character, but damn, man, like you won last year. All you gotta do is talk about like, hey, we're gonna run it back. I would have said that's all you gotta say is We're gonna run it back. Why? Because 4 letters, 1 word. That's it. Like that's all you have to do. Like it just sounded out of breath and confused. I didn't even know why he was out there until he said it, and I was like, that's very disappointing.
And
But
out
I
of breath,
guess, yeah.
and out of breath. That's odd because he didn't go up or down any stairs.
That's what I was. I was like, what are you doing? Like, have you been drinking? What is happening?
Well, do we know Jay likes the sauce? So we're just
That's
saying.
why-
Maybe he was just working the treadmill hard before the promo.
Maybe. I highly doubt that. And as for about 3 weeks in a row, we had a good SmackDown. It was a decent SmackDown. It's the bar is definitely, granted 2025 was a very low bar for SmackDown. So anything better than 2025, I think our expectations are so low that it's like, oh, this wasn't half bad. We finally got the 4 people who will be at Saturday night's main event in the fatal 4-way match for the number 1 contender to the WWE Championship. We got 3 out of the 4 right. We all picked Randy Orton. We all picked Trick Williams. We all picked Sami Zayn. Solo and Damian, we thought could go either way. Damian got the win, and we'll address that in just a bit. But we also got announced for Saturday night's main event, Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll get to that in a bit because something else dropped this week, and that is season 2 of WWE Unreal. Now, I did watch all 5 episodes. I'll save my impression I'll save my take for last. Matt, did you watch
No,
any of it? No?
I limited amount of time, guys. Like, you know
Okay.
what I mean?
Okay, no worries. Ego, did you get a chance to watch any of it?
Clips. There was the R-Truth learning that he'd been cut segment, and then there was the criticism of Road Dogg for not being able to read the room outside of the ring. So I guess that's the weird thing with trying to do this hard knock style of filming for the WWE, because it's like we only hear about beefs or issues that they have, but I mean it's like they're bringing the beef to our dinner table now and showing us the issues that are there. Whether or not that's for better or for worse, I don't know, but it does kind of confirm a lot of the things that we say here, and it kind of makes us seem like we've been right or on track with most of our assessments on the current product or who's actually going to be released from WWE. So, I mean, it seems like it's worked out so far. I have to catch up. That's the only thing. I can only catch clips because of when it comes out.
Okay, so
was it Punk who said he wouldn't be on the show?
I didn't hear anything about it because Punk has been on the show before.
Someone said they wouldn't be on the show last week. I'll find it after and show you later.
Cool.
I watch all 5 episodes, and for the most part, I find the show
Boring.
And it's funny you say that it's like this hard knock style of documentary filming when you find out who the executive producer of the show is. It's Peyton Manning.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So
Wow. Okay.
there was one episode, I think it was episode 4, where it starts off with Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman's like, I'm going to be honest, I don't like this show. I grew up in an era where you protected the secrets.
Yes.
Where if you expose the secrets, you got your ass kicked.
Right. That's
So what I got from the show, what I got the most out of the show is, well, what I enjoy are the moments where it's the talent. It's the talent, and it's the talent backstage, and they're talking with other talent, like at Evolution after Naomi and Jade's match. The producer of the match, Molly Holly, Naomi's back. She's getting her nose attended to or whatever. Now they knew that the cash-in was going to happen. Molly comes back to Naomi, and again, Molly's match is over. Her job is done, and she was like, no, let that drip. and dry, and we will just put a band-aid over this because you got to still be selling that you went through this war with Jade when you do your cash in. So keep selling the leg, keep selling this, keep selling. And I'm like, that's some good stuff there.
Yes.
I also liked it when they were also with Evolution, kind of the same match they're talking about. It was Michael Hayes, Paul Levesque, EO, and Rhea, and they were blocking out where EO jumps off the production crates and showing them actually blocking it out. So they had like Rhea laying down, and they were asking EO, okay, so where do you have to jump from here to make this so you don't hurt anybody? And so EO was just kind of looking. She's standing on top. It's like right here. So they marked the spot on the crate. They marked just all the blocking as if it's on a movie set.
Okay.
This is a show,
right?
And then Paul Levesque is like, yeah. So when you guys go back in the ring, you're both selling. Like, what the fuck? And EO, you probably could actually say that, and it would sound great. And then everyone starts laughing, and then EO goes, "What the fuck?" And it's just, I'm like, but it's all the pre-scripted, the nice background and everything. I'm like, oh dear God, that it's just so contrived. And I just,
what's the point of an Unreal if it's pre-scripted?
Right, exactly. Now, then we talked about the shows, and there's, we saw the big whiteboard that everyone talked about, like, oh my God, they had this plan and this plan and this plan, which some of the plans they had were better than what we got during the actual shows, because one of them was a proposed Queen of the Ring final. As you remember, we got Jade and Asuka. Well, the original plan was Rhea and Julia. Sign me up for that match. Sign me up for that match.
Beautiful.
Anything that doesn't include Jade.
Right. And then there was one production meeting where they were talking about a Saturday Night's main event, and Road Dogg is just kind of like, what about here? What if Zelina and Chelsea, what if we put the title back on Chelsea? And Paul Levesque is like, okay, then what? And Road Dogg is just kind of spinning in his chair going, Chelsea's got something. She's, there's something to her. And Paul Levesque is like, okay, well, I'm not denying that, but play this out. Who is she going to work with? Because she can't go, because if she goes any higher than where she is now, she's gonna lose. Alexa Bliss, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton. So who does she work with? And Road Dogg is like, the same girls. I don't know. And I'm like, oh my God. And I was also upset at the point that no one said, is there anybody we can call up? I mean, we have NXT. Folks have been sitting there waiting. Hey, Paul, bring up some folks here. And then Bruce Pritchard. I'm like, why he's still there, I have no idea. His actual pitch, and he wanted to do this, was at Backlash to have Pat McAfee defeat Gunther.
That's not a good idea, man.
So
that's not a good idea.
Gee, I wonder why Ryan Ward is where he is now.
Man, yeah.
That is just
That's terrible.
Oh my God. So that's a quick recap on TV.
So Gunther's last loss was to Jey Uso.
What was that?
Gunther's last loss was to Jey Uso.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So to have him tap out to Jey Uso, and then a month later lose to your color commentator.
Yeah, it's kill your momentum. Yeah.
Horrible.
Right.
It's a momentum killer right there.
Absolute, just awful. Awful. But as I said, we've got a show coming up this weekend, Saturday night's main event, and this leads into Royal Rumble updates. Now, this is Saturday night's main event will be on Peacock, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time from Montreal.
Okay.
So we have 3 matches thus far for a 2-hour show. One of them is a fatal 4-way match. I assume that's going to take a big chunk of time because we would generally have because a 2-hour show, you get about 4 matches. This is probably going to take these fatal 4-way is going to take a big chunk of time, which means it's going to get some commercial interruptions, which is going to suck.
Absolutely.
At least it's not as bad as when it was simulcasting from NBC. That was worse.
Huh.
But we've got the fatal 4-way for the number 1 contender to face Drew McIntyre at the Rumble. Randy Orton versus Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest versus Trick Williams. Ego, who do you think wins? Or better question, who takes the pin?
Man, who takes the pin? Trick Williams.
Okay.
That's
okay. Matt,
man.
Your thoughts?
I don't think they'll make Trick take a pin. Damian.
Okay.
Oh, you said Damian. You said Damian Priest.
Yeah, Damian Priest. Is
I forgot that. I'm sorry, Damian Priest. I totally did not hear the name. He takes the pin. There we go. Whew.
Ego, you were right the first time.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Okay. Damian Priest just came off a ambulance match where he blew off a feud with Aleister Black. He's got a little the momentum going. Trick is the new kid who his first appearance on Smackdown interrupted Sami Zayn. So it would make sense in Montreal. Sami Zayn humbles the kid just a little bit, and Trick Williams takes the pin. It does not hurt Trick at all.
It does not.
Not really. But I think we all agree Sami Zayn is going over in this match to go face Drew in Saudi. We also have Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu. How do you think this match ends up? Matt.
Outside interference
From?
Leading to Cody winning.
Outside interference from who?
That's tough.
Because you're on the right track.
Solo's faction.
The MFTs?
Huh?
The MFTs?
The MFTs. I can't remember the stupid name.
NFTs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, Jacob's just back. Having him eat a pin from Cody would not do well.
No. Correct.
Cody,
the big baby face, right? Just lost the title.
Face. Now, if this was the start of a program, you could have Cody eat a loss here. But I have a feeling this is a one-off match.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like it's not the part. It's not going to be Cody versus Jacob through like 5 different types of matches, finishing at WrestleMania or whatever. You know, this is just a one-off type of thing for now. This is a one-off type of thing. If someone has to eat a pin, unfortunately, they're going to make it Jacob. But I don't. Okay. But I think outside interference leading to Cody winning.
Okay. Ego, thoughts?
Okay, I'm trying to figure this out. Man, because I hate for this to be the second match in a second time in a PLE that Cody Rhodes' match has gotten cut short due to interference. This will be the second straight time, but I grew up, man. I got outside interference. I'm trying to figure out.
Second straight Saturday night's main event too.
Second, yeah. I'm like, you almost like, I know you want, it's a one-off. I get it, but Jacob Fatu just came back. You just lost your title.
You're on the right track. You're on the right track, though.
Yeah,
Who interfered at the last Saturday
Drew
night?
McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, it doesn't necessarily make sense, but it also is the only person I can think so.
Because Jacob almost cost Drew the title.
There we go.
And Drew thinks that, and because Jacob thinks that Drew's the one that attacked him and took him out of action. So
that makes sense.
I think this is going to end up in a no contest, a DQ, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
With interference from Drew McIntyre, just to add some heat going into the Rumble, which now you're going to have these two who are going to be in the Rumble at some point at the same time. You're just going to play into this. And then we have, for the Women's Tag Team Championships, the current champions in their first title defense, Io and Rhea Ripley versus the ladies of the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. Ego, who goes over?
Rio.
Did you just say Rio?
I had to say.
Well deserved.
Or say it like, come on, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. I'm sorry.
Do not make me treat you like. Do not make me treat you like Asuka treats Kairi Sane.
Okay, I mean, you know what? I have
Ego.
He's going full Wrath of Khan on you, Ego.
I'll stop. It was there. I'll stop.
Okay, but so you think Io and Rhea are going to retain?
I do. At
Okay.
least until the next PLE that they have put on the line.
Okay, Matt.
I don't see any reason for them to drop the title at this point.
Correct.
However, they could lose with some sort of outside interference type thing.
I do not see them dropping the titles because, again, we're going to play into this. And this match is in my opinion, is going to have less to do about Rhea and Io and more about the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever interpersonal dynamics are going on there. Go on, Matt.
It does keep Io and Rhea occupied with belts that aren't title belts.
It does.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And it keeps them, and that's kind of the point, to keep them out of the main event scene.
Yeah.
For a while. So that's an update on that. Now, also, this has been a busy week because there has been a lot of talent on the move. As we had from AEW and TNA been dropping some talent, as we're going to start right here. The Iconics, the Moronics, the Idiotics. They're at the Thursday debut episode of TNA Impact on AMC after their match where they dropped the Knockouts tag titles to the Elegance brand, were officially now free agents. And from what it says here, it says they have gained interest from companies outside TNA. I can't imagine who. That's just me. I thought, I mean, they're fine for what they are, but they are a comedy bit at best. And very reminiscent of the Divas era of WWE wrestling.
Plus, they're mid-carders. Even if they sign with any other company, they're mid-carders.
They are bottom carders. They're bottom carders. That's just me. That's
yikes.
No, bottom carders are people who lose every single match. You know, I mean, that enhancement talent, basically, local wrestlers.
Right. And then TNA also, right before their debut episode on AMC, lost the Rascals. All 4 members signed with AEW. Now, the Rascals, I'm guessing this is I don't know what's going on with TNA to lose this much talent in a very short amount of time. They've also lost Josh Alexander, Donald Something, the Iconics, the Rascals. They just signed the Righteous, but they've signed some other talent to either a 6-month or just
They
a
signed
year
the Righteous?
Yeah.
They're a good team, and they have a good gimmick.
I think they would be if they were ever in the WWE, they would have fit right in with the original Wyatts.
Ooh, man.
Yeah, they're that kind of.
Oh,
but
wow. Okay.
I think this is now. There's some controversy over the one of the Rascals, like 24 hours after they signed, he was let go. That's a whole another topic that we're not going to discuss now.
Yep.
But this is kind of what this. It makes sense that the Tony Khan would hire the Rascals because the Rascals fit more of what Tony Khan likes as far as the wrestling that he goes for. Because right after his last week after Dynamite, which they also filmed Collision at the same time, Thursday at 12 a.m., Powerhouse Hobbs, Will Hobbs, contract expired from AEW. He's now a free agent. All reports saying he is going to the WWE.
Nice.
Now, I've seen a little bit of Powerhouse Hobbs. He's 34 years old. From what I understand, kind of got started later than a lot of pro started a little later in the game than a lot of pro wrestlers did. Has been with AEW for about 3 to 4 years. But Matt, if this is just my estimate, and you can give your take after this, I think it would make sense for Will Hobbs to go to WWE as opposed to staying with AEW because Tony Khan just really doesn't know how to book big men. If that's
true.
So give us your take on Will Hobbs.
Okay, so he wrestles. He is more athletic. He is a more athletic big man than just a big man. Okay.
Right.
That doesn't mean he's going to do high flying or whatever, but he's not just going to hit you with body slams and suplexes or whatever. You know, he has agility, he has power. I consider him a top end mid carder, kind of like say LA Knight or Damian Priest, where they do the mid card thing and then pull it up into the top tier once in a while.
Okay.
A good program. He's a very clean worker. He doesn't hurt people, and he knows how to sell. So
and that's a big thing.
Yeah, and
nice.
he's what, like, when I rate guys on promos, I consider to be short, like mid-length and long promos. He's good at short promos. He needs someone to work with on the mid-length promos. You never want to hear him do a long promo. Okay.
Right.
Then you don't want to hear most people other than CM Punk or MJF do a long promo. You know what I mean?
True story.
Yeah. But so he'd fit in if WWE does what I keep asking him to do and develop a mid card. You know, he'd be a good guy for that. You'd have in that mix of guys who put on good like, you know, the first hour of your 2-hour wrestling show or the first hour and a half of your 3-hour wrestling show. All those mid carders with their feuds and matches and, you know.
So the amount of work he has done, would you say it has been would you say, because the last stuff he was working with was with the ops, so working with Samoa Joe? Do you think that has definitely improved his in-ring?
Oh yeah, the team. I mean, he was on a team of Samoa Joe and Taz's kid, who were both top tier wrestlers.
Right.
And you certainly, and you watch, he's picked up with them. In terms of their style, he would work very complimentary with them. It's funny with him leaving how they decided like the next week the ops are a heel faction now. That's
Right,
a whole other story,
Yeah.
But like I said, he I don't know if he has the ability to be a top tier wrestler. We'll have to see if he can grow from here. But he's certainly, like I said, with the stuff I said before, good in the mid card, and he will work well with others.
Okay. I like it. So do you think he will go to NXT first, or would you say he could be main roster ready?
He's more or less main roster ready.
Okay.
Okay.
So kind of like Blake, just go down there, get used to how things are done, and then call him up.
Yeah, I mean, with the guys who can actually wrestle already, the main thing the main thing they learn is how the WWE camera angles and how they shoot matches and all that. You don't have to be taught wrestling from ground zero. You already know all that.
Right.
Cool. All right.
All righty. And the other big thing that happened this week was TNA had their long-awaited debut on AMC, finally got their media rights deal with no impact whatsoever.
Yeah. Yike.
My play on words there. Now, I did not watch the
totally show. No action.
Yeah, no impact, and because the total nonstop action was devoid of action. You had a 2-hour show, 3 matches.
Ain't no way.
3 matches.
Yeah. The biggest thing on their debut was a WWE wrestler, AJ Styles, doing a promo.
Right. Which basically he said, I'm not going to waste any time because we got some wrestling to do. So you had 3 matches. You had a 6-man tag match with the Hardys, which of course you're going to have the Hardys. That's their biggest draw they have. With Elijah, who's still doing the same Elias gimmick. Still 6 years later. Who wants to walk with Elijah? Well, according to the ratings, nobody did.
Yep.
Versus Mustafa Ali and two of his guys, which the Mustafa Ali, great wrestler. They had their match. You had the Elegance brand winning the Knockouts tag titles over the Iconics, or the Inspiration, sorry. Whatever. And then you had in your main event, Mike Santana recapturing the TNA World Championship over Frankie Kazarian, which Mike Santana should have never dropped the belt in the first place. Now, after the show went off the air, they actually filmed an angle that played into the Saturday Genesis pay-per-view. TNA gonna TNA. There was also in this 2-hour show almost 40 minutes of commercials.
Ew.
40.
Well, that's AMC. I mean, we can't control that.
True. That is an AMC thing. They also had their Celebrity Row, which was at one point was people from their new show Dark Wind, and I'm like, did somebody fart?
Oh yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, Dark Wind. Yeah.
And then they had their other friends of TNA. They had the fake reactors, the ones who on their YouTube or their TikTok videos are the fake,
the ghost dickers. Yeah.
And which is weird because they kind of showed them and they're all doing their waving hi, and yet behind them is just a sea of black of empty chairs. Put them somewhere else where there's people. They're behind.
Please.
Behind them,
Please.
again, TNA, gonna TNA.
Mhm.
Now, the show was universally panned as just bad. Bad, 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 bad. One of the loudest, the voices in the YouTube space is JD from New York. He's bombastic,
Yeah.
he's opinionated, but he has one of the voices in the YouTube space. And he got met with something from Moose, who is a TNA wrestler, says no disrespect at all, but criticism should only come from people who were experts in the same field we are in. It shouldn't come from a fan. It shouldn't come from a guy who just decided one day, 8 years ago, to start a podcast. And it shouldn't come from JD from New York. Just my humble opinion. Now I bring this up because this is something we on this show are kind of uniquely qualified to talk about, as we have dealt with this in the genre space for years now.
Mhm.
With certain shills of a certain company, Disney, or any other product that comes out. So, again, JD does make himself a target. I respect the hell out of him, but because he is the loudest voice, he is a target. So, your thoughts on Moose maybe chirping when he should not have chirped? Ego.
I've never shit in my hands and clap. I know it's a bad idea when I hear it.
Go on, sir, please.
I don't have to hey man, only people that have shit in their hands and clapped can criticize people that have shit in their hands and clapped. No, I can see this is bad. That doesn't sound like a good idea, and it's terrible. And if we all agree, I don't have to actually do the thing to say it's a proper criticism that no, this is not a good idea. That was terrible. Wasn't great execution. We're also people that actually are customers of a product, and we said, yo, your milk is spoiled. What is this? You said it's supposed to be fresh. You got a new distribution deal. You're back on the shelves. We are patronizing your product, and the milk you gave us is spoiled. It's this shit is curdled, and it says you're telling me it's fresh, but I'm looking at this and the shit's curdled. So, as someone that is actually partaking in the actual product, we have the right to criticize. Fair and simple. That's it.
Okay, Matt, your thoughts?
Well, here's the deal. Conceptually, Moose having an online war on X with this guy, whatever other social media platforms you want to go, could be good because advertising is good. But Moose is too stupid to say the thing he needs to say here. Instead of attacking him personally and saying fans shouldn't watch, he should attack what he said and say, no, our show was good or whatever, even if it wasn't, to try to generate heat online, people talking about it or whatever. Now people are just saying Moose is an asshole and are going to ignore anything he says.
Right. And I look at that as this. This goes back to again what we have dealt with in the genre space when you've got celebrities criticizing fans for having opinions, and if you don't like this, then you're not a fan of pro wrestling. Moose, if you go to a restaurant and your food is cold or it's undercooked or it makes you sick, you don't have to be a chef to say this stuff was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to be a Hollywood writer to know if writing is bad in a TV show. You don't have to be, hold on. What did Jacob have to say here? It's something a fan is versed in. We have the right to, yes, you're right. Because as someone who we all know, Gary has basically changed the nomenclature where we are not just fans. As Ego said, we are paying customers. We are investing not only our money, but our time into your product. If you have a bad product, we have a right to say, this was shit, do better. Now, from what I've heard, that the pay-per-view was a better quality show, but I don't think that helps them with their first show with their new media rights deal, because the numbers came out. It is below Collision numbers. It was like barely 180,000 people that tuned in. So that's not a good sign. So as Matt and I said prior to the show starting, Mr. Eric Bischoff saying that TNA was going to be the number two wrestling promotion in the United States. No, not even close. So that's on that. And they did not ingratiate themselves to fans. And I see right now we're at about 5 likes, folks. We're about halfway there. I know there's a few of you out there lurking. I see you. Just hit that like button, hit that thumbs up, caution nothing. And again, while you're doing that, look down below our socials, our YouTube channels. We want your eyes. We want your subscribes. We want your views.
I say you better subscribe or we'll bash in some skulls, right?
So we're going to go into the Royal Rumble, but I want to give an update here because I believe we've got the match card set. But I want to talk about this first because this is it just popped into my head. We've got the men's and women's Royal Rumbles, which we're going to fantasy book the ladies coming up very soon. We have a WWE Championship match, Drew McIntyre versus presumably Sami Zayn. And something else happened on Raw that I thought was a little I thought this would happen, but this is seemingly way ahead of schedule. And that is Gunther versus AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And AJ Styles and Gunther goated. Oh, right? Thank
Agreed.
you. Agreed.
Yeah.
And Gunther goaded AJ Styles to putting his career on the line. So Gunther coming off of retiring John Cena, arguably the biggest name in at least the last 20 plus years.
Okay.
AJ Styles, almost a year to the day, will be this match that he debuted in the WWE 10 years ago. Do I think this match is going to end with a clean finish? I hope not. I want this match, but I want it to end at Mania. This is where I want this match to end. This is where I would want AJ, if this is to be his final match, because he said 2026 was going to be his final year. He didn't say when, he didn't say how long. He said in 2026 he's going to hang it up. I didn't think it would be January.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that there's somehow a DQ or something that this can continue into Mania. Matt, your thoughts?
Well, he's talking about this retirement coming up.
Mm-hmm.
The question really is, Because remember, he kayfabed the fake retirement like a year ago. With the
Right.
so
With
I
Cody
don't know
Rhodes,
if
right.
they're willing to do that again. He has been adamant though about not wrestling in a way where his body his style requires a lot of movement. Okay?
Correct. Right.
So, and he's been adamant about not wrestling past the point where like an older wrestler can only do half his gimmick and
Right.
And that could be a part of it. I'm not saying he's ultra injured or anything. I'm not. But we say, look, I can put this Gunther over. I can put Gunther over. I can go out on top, basically. His Hall of Fame credentials are established. I could see him legitimately saying, this is the right time. Now remember, he might have said to Triple H, and others, I'm retiring, say, before my birthday in June. His birthday's in June. It's like right around my birthday.
Apparently, Fightful Select said that his contract expires in February.
That's another factor. Yeah, so maybe contract
Ooh.
is up. He's planning on retiring by his birthday anyway. Tell them what's going on. So Triple H say, look, Gunther's becoming a retirer / type, not a legend killer per se, but a retirement generator, whatever you want to call it. And you want to do this? Put Gunther. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'm getting paid. Gunther's a great wrestler. We can have a 45-minute all out there match, and I can see it working out that way.
Ego, your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I am looking at this schedule because I know that we said that, some people will get their moment in there, like their home city or whatever. I know he's from Georgia. I don't see any PLEs through September that are remotely near Georgia. So, and if his contract is up in February, then he might hang up the boots in January like that. That is that's actually a wild situation. Say, hey, I'm retiring this year. January.
And I understand it's almost 10 years to the day.
Yeah.
There's something about AJ Styles' last match in Saudi that just doesn't sit right now with me.
That's fair. I mean, I see what you mean. That's you want it to be at least stateside.
Okay, I got an idea.
Yeah.
What if, because Gunther's a heel now, what if AJ's about to be retired and Brock comes out and saves him?
I thought about that.
That sets up Brock versus Gunther for the Rumble where Brock gets retired.
Now, I will say February 28th is in Atlanta. That's a Raw, but that's the last stop that I saw.
Brock's retirement match will be at SummerSlam.
Right.
To Oba.
That could be too, but man, unless they want to run their original plan for WrestleMania 40, which was supposed to be Gunther and Brock, but because Brock got named in the Janelle Grant in the deposition, it ended up being Gunther and Sami Zayn. Unless that's what they want, I have no idea. I just don't see. Hey, Mr. R2, how are you, sir? Okay, here's the thing. What if they swerve us and AJ just wins the match?
That's possible. That's possible. I just don't see the match being clean because I don't see Gunther taking a loss this entire year. I just don't see it.
Ooh, yeah, he could go undefeated this year.
Well, JV, you're between a rock and a hard place with your. You
right.
don't want to see you.
Right.
And we're just trying to throw stuff out there to break up the log jam.
Right.
The question is, who could interfere in this match?
I'm not sure if there is going to be interference, man.
Just a DQ.
To get a DQ.
Gunther gets caught cheating or something. Again, I am saying I don't know. I don't know.
Or what if? Okay, what if it gets so intense that it becomes more than a wrestling match, and it just like a hardcore brawl, go in the audience, trash cans, and they both get a double DQ.
A double count out? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I would be fine with that. Because again, I think the match needs to be at Mania. That's just me talking.
Well, if they had that, if it happened where they had that like physical brawl where they're using items and they get double DQ'd, that could set up a program between them that ends in Mania.
Right. Exactly. And that's something that could happen. So interesting. We will see how this plays out. But normally we would be doing this. Well, let's try that again, shall we? Normally, this is the part of the show where we do this. We would normally have the Wednesday Night's Overbooked Top 5, but tonight and next week we're doing something special. We are fantasy booking the Royal Rumble. Specifically this week, the Women's Royal Rumble match. Now, Brad, who's not here, gave me some of his information, and we'll go through that later. But we're going to fantasy book the entrance of this year's Royal Rumble. I will go first, and then we'll just go around the horn. We're going to start with our first three. So for me, coming in at number one, she's got a very elaborate entrance. It's kind of part of her shtick. So for the first time, an NXT talent enters the Royal Rumble at number one. It'll be Blake Monroe coming in at number one.
Oh, wow.
And she's going to be showing off the glamorous, but she's going to get a rude awakening because number two is an old friend who's now on Smackdown, the muffin, as she called her, Jordan Grace, going to come in. And these two are going to go at it for about 2 minutes. And because I've got someone brand new to the main roster, someone on NXT, not really known by the most general audience, I'm going to need a big name. Coming in at number three is Becky Lynch.
Oh, okay.
So, Ego, you're number one, you're number two, and you're number three.
Guys, do not expect any of what JV just gave you guys from me. I could not formulaically break it down like it was brain surgery the way JV did. All right, I'm just gonna give you names. I have no rhyme or reason, but once we get into categories, it'll make sense then, okay? I'm just letting y'all know right now. I cannot think it out like this, all right? So the only person I got coming in number one is the most elaborate entrance that I could think of, which is going to be Charlotte Flair, okay? After that, I've got Asuka coming in, which is going to kind of be a complete opposite of the grandeur that Charlotte Flair has. And then I'm going to play off that by having Io come in at number three. Those are my three.
Okay.
Again, please don't criticize. Just I need the names and bodies, okay? Until I got the categories.
That is so cute.
Yeah. Okay.
Matt, you're number one, number two, and number three.
So I opened up with Asuka coming in first.
Okay.
She has a very good theme song and get the crowd into it. And I wanted some raw reaction to the crowd. Io Sky comes out second. Those two have history. They get into it, get the crowd worked up.
Okay.
Then one of my big favorites comes in third, Raquel Rodriguez, and starts powering her way around that ring. No temporary alliance. The two little Japanese wrestlers take on female Godzilla that just walked in there.
Big Mommy Cool.
Yep.
Okay. Coming in next at number four is someone who Becky Lynch has had some beef with in the past. Because of a stipulation in a match, she's not able to challenge Becky Lynch for any titles. Lyra Valkyria comes in at number four. At number 5 is the music Becky Lynch really doesn't want to hear because it's going to light it up when AJ Lee enters in at number 5.
Damn, okay.
And at number 6, also from NXT, who should be on the main roster very, very soon, it is one of the most athletic women with one of the most beautiful finishers, as convoluted as it is, Sol Ruka. Ego, your 4, 5, and 6.
All right. So basically, we're going to make this a women's tag team division one-off in here. So I'm going to get Kairi Sane to join in the fray between Asuka and Io.
Okay.
I'm going to have Bailey jump in there. And then
Okay.
after that, I'm going to have Charlotte Flair's teammate Alexa Bliss come in. So we've got like a female tag team thing going on there now.
All righty. Matt, your 4, 5, and 6.
So my 4 and 5 are the first really blood feud you see in this ring. Natalya comes out number 4. Maxine Dupree comes out number 5.
Okay.
And they're in their own corners beating the crap out of each other.
Okay.
And then number 6, I think she's injured, but I'm going to pretend she's not. Tiffany Stratton comes out.
She is due, boo. She's due back. She's due
Yeah.
back.
So Tiffany Stratton comes out. You see her and EO team up for some high flying stuff, some athletic stuff, putting it on.
Okay. For me, 7, 8, and 9. 7. She's going to need a big push for 2025 because they've got a premium live event in one of her home countries this year. The Beautiful Madness, Julia, comes in at number 7. At number 8, the pint-sized powerhouse Pitbull, Ivy Nile. At number 9, because Ivy Nile is going to have to knock some folks around and then get tossed out pretty soon. At number 9, our favorite little goth girl, if Wednesday Addams was a wrestler, Tatum Paxley from NXT. Ego.
All right. So at 7, I too have Ivy Nile joining the fray.
Okay.
Again, because I needed bodies for this one, I got Nikki Cross coming in, making an appearance on here.
Her first
And
time wrestling since the Wyatt's debut. I like it.
Okay, cool. Whew, that works. And you know what? At number 9, I've actually got Liv Morgan joining the fray now.
At number 9. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Matt, 7, 8, and 9.
My number was 7 and 9, right? My number 7 is Kairi Sane.
Okay.
Okay. My number 8 is Rhea Ripley, who promptly knocked Kairi Sane out the ring with a flip over the top clothesline.
I like it.
Okay. And then my number 9 is Lash Legend.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Okay.
And I'll say now, they'll put her over by making everyone team up against her to get her out of the ring. They'll put her over that way.
Okay.
Okay.
For me,
Yes.
10, 11, and 12. Number 10, we're going to need some star power in here. The role model. Ailey enters in at number 10. At number 11, Tatum Paxley's arch nemesis, the women's North American champion from NXT, Izzy Dane.
Nice.
And then at number 12, another big girl. I have Lash Legend in at number 12. Ego, 10, 11, and 12.
10, I've got Izzy Dame joining as well, getting her call up. I've got Chelsea Green making an appearance, and then we're gonna have Roxanne Perez. So we got 2/3 of the Judgment Day already off the board.
Okay. Matt, 10, 11, and 12.
At 10, I have another cannon fighter coming in, Alba Fire,
Hang
who
on.
at some
Hang on,
point
Matt.
will fire
Hang on,
over
Matt.
the ring.
Appropriate term.
Who at some point will be cannon fired over the top rope by
No, sir.
Lash Legend.
No, sir. No.
And then that was 10 to 11. I have AJ Lee coming in.
Okay.
And at 12, I have Nia Jax.
Okay, so Nia, so you're gonna keep Nia and Lash separated. Did that?
Separate in space, but they'll both be in the ring for a little while.
Okay.
And we're gonna generate a little heat between them. Like they'll seem like they're teaming up, you build the breakup slowly. There'll be a little bit of that in here.
All righty. For me, 13, 14, and 15. At 13, last year's Iron Lady, Roxanne Perez, the prodigy. Number 14, for cannon fodder, it's Chelsea Green. She's I think in her entire run, she's had a total combined time of like maybe half an hour total. At number 15, a bit earlier than last year, but still will probably get one of the biggest pops of the entire show, Alexa Bliss.
Nice.
Mr. Ego, 13, 14, and 15.
All right. I've said Alexa Bliss. Yeah. Okay, cool. Never mind. All right. So 13, I've got the one with the very complicated finisher. I will agree. Sol Ruka with the call up. I've got the nemesis for Izzy Dane, Tatum Paxley, making an appearance, getting her call up. And I've got the betrayer of Maxine Dupree, Natalia, showing up.
Okay. Matt, 13, 14, and 15.
So we have Sol Ruka at 13, Kalani Jordan at 14, and Julia at 15.
Okay.
And this is when they gang up on Lash Legend and knock her out.
Okay.
And Lash looks up at Nia like, why didn't you help me?
Okay. I kind of like it. Okay, we're halfway through the second half. At number 16 is the NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane, coming on in. 17 and 18, like Matt said, have these two come in back to back and just start a feud together. They're not going to last long in the ring because they're going to cancel each other out. Natalia and Maxine Dupree. All right, Ego, you're 16, 17, and 18.
All right, 16. I also have the NXT Women's Champ, JC Jane, coming in.
Nice.
I've got Alba Fire finally making an appearance for Cannon Fodder. And then I've got Nia Jax coming out. So let's get to it.
Just so you know, Nia Jax did not make my Rumble.
Really?
Nope.
Oh, wow. Okay, your category then I've got to hear about. Okay, cool. All right.
Number 19, the long-term future of women's professional.
Matt.
You skipped me.
Oh, sorry, Matt. Sorry, Matt. 16, 17, 18. Sorry, sir.
So with Lash out, Rhea starts cleaning up some of the earlier fodder. I'll say right now, she's my most eliminations, is Rhea.
Okay.
So coming in now is the most beautiful women in wrestling, Alexa Bliss, followed by a surprise TNA Women's Champion Li Ying Lee.
Xia Li, okay.
And then Jordan Grace right after that.
Okay.
And Jordan Grace is the one who puts Li Ling Yi out.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
My number 19, as I said, is the long-term future of women's professional wrestling, at least as far as the WWE. The Evolve Women's Champion, Kendall Gray. Number 20, JC Jane is going to get some help in the form of Fallon Henley. And later than she normally appears in a Rumble match. At number 21, the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky.
Nice.
All right, Ego, 19, 20, and 21.
All right. So at 19, I have Julia finally showing up. I've got Piper Niven in to complete the secret Hervis.
You mean?
And then
wow, that is a miraculous recovery from her neck injury.
You know what? That's what I thought. You know what? Screw that. Then I do have Fallon Henry. There we go. Back up. I knew I was going to miss at least one. Then I got Jordan Grace coming in at 21.
All righty. Matt, you're 19, 20, and 21.
At number 19 is the amazing Roxanne Perez.
Okay.
At number 20 is Bailey.
Okay.
And 21 is I know she's a mid-carder, but I love her, Chelsea Green.
Okay. My 22 and 23, back-to-back, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane.
Nice.
At number 24, Liv Morgan. 2/3 of the Judgment Day girls are in now.
All right.
All right, Ego. 22,
All
23,
right.
and 24.
All right. For 22, it's about time that Tiffy got involved. So it's Tiffy time at 22 with Tiffany Stratton entering the ring. Then I've got immediately following her, Raquel Rodriguez.
Okay.
So we've actually cleared Judgment Day is women's side is fully in now. Then I'm starting to get heavy with this, and I'm going to start giving you the crowd favorites, starting with number 24, Becky Lynch.
Okay. Matt, 22, 23, and 24.
Well, we have another cannon fodder and Candice LeRae coming in.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. That's hang on. Hang on.
And then we get Bianca Belair and Blake Monroe.
So
You're
Bianca's
hoping
still
for miraculous. Okay. Good.
yeah. So I guess
Well, I was reaching. I mean, I don't even remember enough women to make this list.
this was easy.
Okay.
This was easy.
I'm not gonna lie. I went up with like 40 names, man. It was once you look, it's just looking at the roster and
Well, I was
just
looking
going
at
through
the
it,
roster. I'm like, how many matches have I seen them in that I could honestly put on the list? You know,
I know. I just had to look up, make sure people were still,
there was
signed or
someone. I
weren't
saw
injured.
someone's name. I was like, have you ever even seen that person wrestle before?
I know. That's why I had to type it in and see. I had to like look at their last match. If it was like over a few months, like I'll have to leave them out of it. But for the most part, this is the first time I had more than 30 names and had to switch a few out. So I mean,
and this is one of the first times that you don't need a legend to come back either.
you don't.
It is so stacked. It is so stacked.
You know what, Matt? I'll send you the list of the actual like people that are on there now. See, we can use it.
So going back to at number 25, which by the way, folks, I just checked. We're at 8 likes. We're so close, 2 likes away from a double-digit show with someone who comes in and speaks ever so softly and gently and lovingly to you, the fans. 2 more likes, and you get to hear her warm, loving voice. But number 25, someone who would not be considered warm and loving in the ring, I've got the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, showing up. And then also from Adelaide, South Adelaide, Australia, her countrywoman, Zarya, from NXT, showing up. And then at lucky number 27, to join her buddy, Liv Morgan, Big Mommy Cool, Raquel Rodriguez. All right, Ego, you're number 25, 26, and 27.
All right. So again, I'm trying to hit you with crowd favorites, whether I like them or not. Number 25, I got Nikki Bella coming out. Like I said, I don't personally like her, but
I don't think anyone likes Nikki Bella.
No one
that's
likes
what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying you in and you
Except
out.
Brie,
I'm just saying, yeah, maybe I need this is like late cannon fodder.
I mean, John Cena liked her briefly. That's about it.
Yeah, I was like,
You
yeah,
like your moves.
she's in and gets takes right out. That's what I'm saying. 26, I've got Rhea Ripley coming in. At 27, I've got Maxine Dupree to finally go after Natalia.
All right. Matt, 25, 26, and 27.
Becky Lynch,
Okay.
JC Jane,
Okay.
and I already said Kalani Jordan, right? That's a double. Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan at lucky number 27. All right. For myself, 28, 29, and rounding out 30. At number 28, Charlotte Flair.
Oh, okay.
Very late cannon fodder coming in at number at number 29 from NXT, Jada Parker. And making her triumphant return to WWE TV at number 30, It's Tiffy time. Tiffany
Oh,
Stratton.
nice. Okay. All right. All right.
Ego, 28, 29, and 30.
28. We introduce everyone to the beautiful madness that is Blake Monroe.
You mean Julia?
Oh my lord. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Blake
the
Monroe.
glamour.
Good God.
Now
The glamour. There we go. It's something pretty. There we go. Something pretty. Blake Monroe. 29. I got Lyra Valkyria because I forgot she was even in the list of active talent, but whatever. Blake kind of fodder to me. And 30th, because we want to at least try to go for the biggest pop that I think he can get on this as AJ Lee.
Okay.
Even if it's, she surprised for a little bit and then what happens. But I got her coming in at 30.
Well, that's okay, Ego. You forgot Lyra was on the roster. I went through the men's Rumble 3 times before I remembered Jay Uso.
They're not even in my men's 20.
Whatever.
All right. Matt, 28, 29, and 30.
It killed me to type our name, but I really would need more cannon fodder. So 28 it's Mi Shin.
Oh, wow. You really went to cannon pop out of there. Wow.
At 29, it's Lyra Valkyria.
Okay.
And at 30, I said Ego went for the biggest pop like he did. But mine's a good person. Charlotte Flair.
Okay. Charlotte Flair.
Nice.
All righty.
Nice.
All right. So that's our entries in order how we, if we had the pen, booked this. So I want to know who your Iron Lady is. Now, Brad gave his. For his Iron Lady, the one who lasts the longest in the match. Last year was Roxanne Perez. For the 2026, Brad has Io Sky as his Iron Lady. Matt, who do you have lasting the longest in this match?
Someone I have been growing very impressed with as I've watched her for the past year. Raquel Rodriguez.
Good call. All right.
Okay. Ego, your Iron Lady.
She's also in the Judgment Day, but not Raquel Rodriguez. I've got Liv Morgan as my Iron Woman for 2026.
Liv Morgan. Okay. Mine, again, last week, WWE plans on having a premium live event in Italy this year. They have someone on their roster who is half Italian. They need to book her strongly. So a great showing in the Rumble, which is why I have her in at number 7. Julia is my Iron Lady.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now, who's going to have the most eliminations? Brad gave his as Big Mommy Cool, Raquel Rodriguez. Matt, you spoiled yours with Rhea Ripley. Ego, who do you have as the most eliminations?
Tying her eliminations record from last year of 9. I've got Nia Jax doing the same at again 9.
Nia Jax. Okay, you got Nia. I went a little different. I want this Rumble to start establishing new stars. The former WNBA player, Lash Legend at 10. At 10.
Wow.
10
wow.
eliminations. Really establish her as a powerhouse.
Well, I did that in a different way with like a huge gang up. Same way whenever Kenny Undertaker will go in, you see all like 110 guys try to pile on him.
Okay. Now, who do we think is going to be there at the end? The final 4. I want you to give your 3 and then lead into your. So the person you name 4th is who you think is going to win the Royal Rumble. Now, Brad gave his. He has Rhea Ripley, Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, and dumping Rhea over to finally get some revenge on her old tag team partner, as I'm loving the fact that they are still keeping this grudge going. Liv Morgan is the winner of the Brad has the as Liv Morgan is the winner of the 2026 Royal Rumble. So Matt, who are your final three, and then your fourth, who is the winner?
So Julia,
Okay.
Alexa Bliss, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez.
Oh.
And this is the beginning of the breakup between Raquel and Roxanne. There'll be a betrayal here.
So you got Raquel as the winner.
No, Roxanne was the last one I said.
Oh, Roxy.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Well, like I said, she's gonna kind of cheat and get Raquel out at the beginning of their breakup.
Okay. Same for you, sir.
All right. Actually, kind of the same. But the way I've got it is kind of switched here. I've got Tiffany Stratton remaining on there. I've got Liv Morgan. I've got Jordan Grace. And with an accidental boot that winds up sending actually Jordan Grace and Liv Morgan over the top, Raquel Rodriguez wins your Royal Rumble.
Wow, Raquel.
I'm going to go dark horse on this one.
And I'm big on her, but I don't think she's it's quite up to the championship match level, but I'm big on her too.
It's not to me. It's like I would say the way that they're displaying her character now, early on, with going after a champion already and injuring her. Then I would say it would set her up for something big. And if you haven't, you could have put anyone else in front of her, but you said, "Hey, no, we're going to have you go up against La Primera." At the beginning, you're going to injure, you're going to act like you're insane. And I wind up seeing Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez mean girling her out of the Judgment Day.
Okay.
Or forcing someone to choose.
Interesting. So we're all circling the Judgment Day is what we all are.
Yeah.
Because my final four is the Iron Lady, Julia, staying in from number 7 all the way to the end. Raquel Rodriguez, big mommy cool. Tiffany Stratton, and dump as Tiffany and Raquel are kind of in and around the ropes. The cunning, the crafty one comes in, dumps them both over. Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan in her 9th Rumble. The one of only 2 women to have been in every single one, has been the bridesmaid numerous times. It is time for her to get this big multi-person match.
Fair.
So if we were to go into top 5 format, because Liv is 2 out of the 4, not really scientific at this point, but basically we're going to say the day. Somebody from the Judgment Day is winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And we're all big on Raquel. That's something.
Well, I mean, since last year, she has improved not just her in-ring work, her character work. I mean, whatever Kevin Nash told her worked. So
yeah.
So that's our show for this.
Something, you're a big girl.
You're a big
or something like that. I don't know exactly.
To be a big.
Yeah.
Be a big. That's what he told her. So, Mr. LeftEyeEgo, it was fun being on your show Monday. A lot of fun talking toys and collectibles. But what do you have coming up for the rest of the week, sir?
You know what, guys? We're going to try our best to have hearing games this Sunday. I make no promises with Sheer being pregnant. JV said need to lean into that because that's really what this is. We're trying to figure out baby showers. It's a whole deal. So we'll try to do a show this coming Sunday. If you want to see what we did this past Monday with toys, check out the channel from the live stream. I'll put some shorts up on there soon. And that's pretty much all that I got for right now, guys.
Aren't you aren't you doing a guest appearance?
Oh
tomorrow?
my God. Yes. Yes. That's what I needed to do. I knew I had to do. I know the movie name. It starts with
Zardoz.
Zardoz. A movie that seemed so random when I was asked to join on the panel. I automatically said yes. I looked it up and nearly threw my phone because I was at work and I saw Sean Connery and it was a red mankini. So if you want to see this weirdness with us, join us on Roman of the Empire's channel, 7 p.m. Central tomorrow. It's gonna get weird.
A coke-induced fever dream of a film.
Yeah. Yes.
Matt, the top rope Terminator. What do you have coming up, sir?
Tomorrow we will on Roman's show we will obviously be reviewing Zardoz, a movie famous for one screenshot essentially, for people who don't watch like weird science fiction films. But I shocked the audience by telling you the same guy who made Excalibur made this movie. So John Boorman.
Interesting.
So that's tomorrow. I just read the 18th book in the Dresden Files called 12 Months. I'll probably do a short review of it on my phone, give some thoughts about it, mostly spoilery. I'll do a non-spoilery one and a spoiler one because people hate spoilers for stuff. So that'll be out hopefully by Saturday. And then next week we go over the Men's Royal Rumble.
Yes.
There's a rumble in the air because change is coming. Change is coming.
Definitely coming. And for myself, over the weekend, I will be dropping video shorts, not my own shorts, for you guys from this show. Also with Roman of the Empire, 5 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, about the drug-induced fever dream, which will probably make Roman's head explode, that being Zardoz. And next week, again, fantasy booking the Men's Royal Rumble and giving, this will give us half our predictions, but we will also predict the other two matches from the Royal Rumble as well. But until that time, I want, on behalf of everyone here, I would like to say, hope you're having a great week. Keep talking, keep smiling, keep having fun. Until next time. Toodles! And always, take care.
And here we go.
Is like gravity. All it takes is a little push.
Lawrence.